Thank you so much for this honor to be here with you today to celebrate this meeting. I want to ask each and every one of you one question. Is your dream big enough? In fact, what is your dream? Are you working toward the goal? Are you almost there? Did you already surpass it and working on another dream? Fellow Toastmasters, I want to share my journey to the world stage with you. Back in 1989, when I first joined Toastmasters the first time, I was a member for 3 years, and I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun. There's some kind of energy with Toastmasters. Every single member, it's as if we are a big family. When I was a member of the Toastmaster Club the first time, I did that through my work, my job. After 3 years of being in Toastmasters at work, my job no longer offered Toastmasters. And I did something that wasn't very smart. I didn't go and look for another club. I should have. Time went by, and 7 years ago, after I retired from work, I moved back to my hometown in South Texas, United States. I didn't have internet at my house, so I went to the library to go and use their computers. Right there on the door of the library, as I walked in, was a big yellow poster that said, "Join Toastmasters." I went, oh my gosh, yes, I need to do that. I need to do that again. I'd had so much fun. Actually, I walked into the room for the first meeting, and everybody there had gray hair. Oh my goodness, all these people are old. I don't know if I want to join this club. Everybody was very nice. Hello, how are you? Do you have a fear of public speaking? What is your goal? Do you want to get a DTM? Do you like to go to contests? Do you like to compete? Yes, I love to compete. I didn't know if I wanted to join this club. Again, everybody there looked so old. I told him I would think about it and I would come back next week. I remember driving home and there was an old man in front of me. I wanted him to move out of the way because he was driving so slow. When I pulled up next to him to pass, I looked at him, he looked at me, and he waved. He said, "Hi, Luisa." Oh my goodness, I went to school with him. He was the same age. If he looked old, that meant I was old too. So I guess I found my perfect Toastmaster club. I joined 7 years ago, and it's been an amazing time this whole 7 years. Right now, we are so diverse in our club. We have my mentor. In fact, if you see all these plaques on the wall from Toastmasters, they're not mine, they're hers. She just turned 90 years old a few months ago, and she's still going strong. She's my mentor, and she's allowing me to use her office. She confided in me and said, "I really think you need to compete." And I said, "Oh yes, I want to do humorous." She said, "No, you need to try for the international speech." International? That's kind of serious. I like to be funny. I like to have fun. I think you need to try for the international speech contest. I told her, okay, I'll do it. My dream for the international speech contest was to win at district. And every year for 7 years, I would win the club, area, division, but I could never win district. That was my dream. I couldn't do it. The first year I remember, I told myself, Luisa, this is a winning speech. You're going to win. I got on stage at district. I did my best job and nothing. I didn't even win third place. I was very sad. I remember driving home. I was crying. I wanted to win. I wanted to win so bad. Then I thought, wait a minute. Those judges don't know what they're doing. I deserve to win. You know what? Forget it. I'm quitting Toastmasters. And right then and there, I realized I was quitting my dream. That easy. I was going to give up that easy. I missed everybody at Toastmasters after the first meeting that I didn't go. So I decided to go back. Then I got smart. I said, if I'm going to ever win a district, what is it the judges are looking for? I went back to all the YouTube videos of all the previous winners. And I started analyzing the ones that won, what was different about their speech. So for 7 years, I reinvented myself every year. Because for 6 years, I never did win at district. The first year I was mad. The second year, I went back and reinvented myself. The third year, I tried different angles. The fourth year, I thought, maybe I'll be funny. The fifth year, I got real serious. The sixth year, I didn't even place for district. So the seventh year, I told my friend Phyllis, which was last year, I said, if I don't win this year, Phyllis, I'm done. I'm not going to try anymore. Why? I just keep losing. She told me something that made a lot of sense. And I think when we have a dream, maybe sometimes we're so serious and we're so focused that we forget to have fun along the way. And that's what I wasn't doing. I wasn't having fun. I would go to the district conference. I wouldn't talk to anybody. I wouldn't see anybody. I would just be in my corner and I would be practicing my speech over and over and over. My mentor, Phyllis, said, Luisa, you need to have fun. What? Fun? This is a contest. I don't have time to have fun. You need to have fun. So for the first time in 7 years at district conference, I had fun. I walked around. I said hi to everybody. Again, it's like we're a Toastmaster family. So it's always good every year to see the same people. I remember getting on stage and I said, Luisa, have fun. I got on stage. I gave what I thought was the best performance. When they went to announce the winners, I was already getting ready to leave because I knew I wasn't going to win. I grabbed my keys. I grabbed my drink. I was almost about to walk out of the door when they said, first place, Luisa Montalvo. Are you serious? Really? Wow! Yay! 7 years later. Some people might think that 7 years is a long time to fulfill a dream. But if somebody's in education and wants to get their doctorate, that's a lot more than 7 years. If somebody's dream is to buy a house, sometimes that takes more than 7 years. If you're wanting to marry the perfect person, sometimes that can take more than 7 years to find the right person. But I asked myself, actually, I told myself, I was done with that dream. I won a district, so nothing else mattered. I was finished. Good. But about a month later, after winning district last year, I remember I was loading some dogs onto a van to drive to New York City. And my phone went ding. Luisa, Montalvo, congratulations. You have won region. Wait, what? I wanted region? My dream was just district. Well, what happens now? I started asking people, what's going to happen? They said, well, if you're good enough, you might go to the semifinals. Semifinals? At region, I was already one of the best 144 speakers in the world. Wow, that's crazy. I was so excited. Another month goes by, and my phone goes ding again. Luisa, Montalvo, you are going to the semifinals in Denver. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? This dream of mine was exploding. I didn't know what to think. And then I started getting nervous. And then somebody says, you know, you have to have 2 speeches. 2 speeches? I only have 1 good speech. Are you kidding me? It took me 7 years to write 1 perfect speech, and now they want another speech too? Oh my gosh. I started to write my speech. I really wasn't that nervous. I thought I would be nervous. But after writing my speech and practicing it, I was comfortable. I was ready. I remember getting to Denver, giving my speech on stage at the semifinals. Everybody told me, this is not the first time Aaron Beverly's been here. Oh, this is not Kwang Yu Yang's first time either. Oh, now I was a little nervous and scared. They had been there before. They knew how to be great speakers. Very hard to win more than once. But I got up there, I got on stage, I gave my semifinal speech, and I had fun. And when they announced the winners that would be going on to the finals, Luisa, Montalvo. What? Going to the finals? This was beyond a dream come true. I remember the night before speaking to so many Toastmasters, and I didn't even know half of them, but they all came up to me, told me congratulations, told me good luck. It made me feel so good. I already had my speech ready for the finals. And after that night, after winning the semifinals, I wasn't comfortable with my speech. It was too serious. I didn't want to be serious. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to make the audience laugh. So the night before, I rewrote my speech for finals. When I got on stage at finals, in fact, if you go to my YouTube video and watch my speech, I hope you can tell I'm having fun. It was so amazing. It was awesome. All the speakers were very good, and I was very nervous. After my speech, when they go to announce the winners, and I get second place in the world? What's funny now is whatever dreams I have, and you can have small dreams, you can have large dreams, but whatever dreams I have now, I ask myself, am I dreaming big enough? Can you do better? I now see that the answer is yes. So what I want to say is, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, whatever it is in your life that you want to accomplish, are you dreaming big enough? Now, one thing I'm excited about with Toastmasters, it's taught me so many things on my journey. I think the most important thing that Toastmasters has taught me, and this was very hard for me to accept, is Toastmasters taught me how to lose. You see, we all want to win. We want to win at everything. Everything in life, we want to win. And that's okay. But do we know how to lose? In fact, the first time I lost, I was ready to give up. Have you given up on your dreams? Did you stop? Go back. Reevaluate your dream. Dream bigger, but don't give up. You see, a dream doesn't just have to be a dream. It can become reality. Another thing Toastmasters taught me is how to listen. You see, with Toastmasters, you get up on stage, you give a speech, but if nobody's listening, is your speech any good? Did it serve a purpose? Toastmasters taught me to listen, and I'm grateful for that. I was talking to another Toastmaster, and she said, boy, you're the second best speaker in the world. That must really feel good. And I said, yes, it does, but I wanted to be first place. And she said, Luisa, don't you realize you're the best female speaker in the world? Wow, I never thought of it that way. I am the best female speaker in the world. So I've learned how to listen. I've learned to dream bigger. And I hope that by sharing my story with you, you will do the same. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters.
That was amazing. But before I talk about the speech, I would like to have the Q&A session, which is going to happen right now for like 5 minutes. And here's how it's going to go. We'll have questions like any of the members, all the members who are present here. If you have anything at all you want to ask, you just need to have this thumbs up in your screens so that I'll notice you guys and I'll make a note of it so that I'll ask you what the question is and she can answer you. So are you guys clear with it? Perfect. So let's move on to the Q&A sessions and you're good to go. Yeah, we have Toastmaster Nimesh, the president of our club. Let's start with Toastmaster Nimesh.
Yeah, thank you, Raunak. Luisa, that was an amazing speech. I really loved it. I do have one question. What was what was your mental thought process like when you won the regional and the semi-final? I mean, you didn't believe that you were going to win, right? But what was your thought process like?
I was actually doing the same thing both times that I found out I was winning. I was actually loading about 40 dogs onto a van to drive to New York City. I was by myself, so all I kept doing was showing my dogs the phone saying, look, I won. And they're just looking at me like, what? So I really didn't have anybody around with me to share it. So I just went around telling the dogs the whole trip, I won, I really did. It was mind-blowing. I still, when I think about it, cannot believe it happened.
So the second question, I would like to call upon Rashmi Har. Is Rashmi Har here?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Luisa, amazing speech. I just wanted to ask you, how important is it to have the right mentor for your speeches, and what kind of mentorship works best for you?
First part is it important to have the right mentor?
Yes.
I believe the answer is no and yes. If you have a bad mentor, sometimes you learn things that you didn't know you would learn. If the mentor is not the right mentor for you, you tell yourself, he's really not encouraging me. He's really not helping me. So then you alone start to think, what can I do? If my mentor's not going to help me, then I need to help myself. So sometimes even a bad mentor can help you, but a great mentor can take you to different levels that you never thought you could reach. With my mentor, who is Phyllis Allen, like I said, she just turned 90 years old. She wasn't telling me, oh, don't do this or say that. She was just encouraging me, saying, you're on the right track. You're doing good. Go have fun. Set your dream high. So it was just little things like that that encouraged me. And she was the one that encouraged me to compete for the International Speech Contest. So I owe her everything.
That's awesome. So moving on to the next question. Okay, we have our email ID, that is Apurva Singh.
Hello, Luisa. It was just an amazing speech. I'm still smiling listening to the whole journey. I just wanted to know that as the stages became bigger, from the club to the area to the district and to the international stage, how was your feeling? What was the thrill? How did it feel just to go on the stage so big, so huge?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking. I am kind of the opposite of everybody that I know. Everybody's okay at a Toastmaster meeting just speaking to about 20 people, or maybe even 10. But with me, the more people you put in front of me, the better I do. And there's a reason for that. You see, at club level and area level, there's so few people, and they're all staring at you that you can see them staring at you. And that makes me nervous. But on the world stage, I believe there was 1,400 people. And with 1,400 people, you really can't see anybody. It's just one big group. So the bigger the audience gets for me, the better. Now I'm short, and the stage was very large, so I kept having to walk back and forth and back and forth. So it was a challenge, but I absolutely loved it.
That was awesome. That was really inspiring. So the next question. Congrats, will head right. Yeah.
Thank you, Ronak. And Luisa, that was an amazing speech, I would say. And one question which I have, which I think most of them would be having, you have been to the world stage. You are the first runner-up in the World Championship of Public Speaking. But even though I am just a member in a club, I text you and you replied to me instantly. And when I asked you for a keynote, you said, yes, I would love to give a keynote. I feel that in Toastmasters, there is no barriers between people. Everyone respect each other and accept them. So how is it that you would say in the whole of Toastmaster family works?
I'm sorry, repeat the last sentence. How would I say
Yeah.
what?
In the Toastmasters family, we don't have barrier between people. How is it that works? Like, we don't have ego issues, and how is it that we cultivate it? Because in the lower levels, when we are in college or when we are here in the lower levels, there is a lot of ego issues going on.
That's an excellent question. And I cannot put my finger on what the answer would be. What I do know is Toastmasters, I believe, is the only organization where each one of us wants the other person to succeed. You see, there's no high level. You can get your DTM. You can compete. You can be an officer. There are so many ways to reach a high level, and that's great. There's not one person that's the best in anything in Toastmasters. Now, you can be the best speaker. You can be the best district director. You can be the best club. You can be the best region. So there's so many different areas where you can succeed. And I think that's the key. If you're not a good public speaker, or you're shy or nervous or scared, you can go and be an elected officer. You can be the president of a club. You can get your DTM, which is really something only you can get. So I think with all the different levels that you're able to obtain in Toastmasters, the family, our Toastmaster family, wants each one of us to succeed. And I think that's the key.
Thank you, Luisa. For the last question, I would like to call Rohit Koka, the mentor of our club, the time when it started, the one who taught us to walk. Over to you, Rohit.
First of all, thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing your journey. It was wonderful, and it gives people like me hope. 5 years I've lost at the district, so I'm like, okay, one more, and I can get there. So thank you so much for that. I have a lot of questions, but I'll keep it to one. Now, in the attempt of going to the World Championship and competing in the contest, the International Speech Contest, what would you recommend? Either we choose the winning formula, which has a tried and tested method which every world champion has used, or we try to do something different and be out of the box. What would be the right one that you would suggest?
If the doctor has told you you only have 6 months to live and you're only going to make it to the world stage once, then go ahead and try the formula that looks like it's worked. I'm hoping I might be alive for another 30 years. So what I did was I was true to myself. I was different. I was outside the box. In fact, someone mentioned the day after to Mark Brown. He said that they said, Luisa broke all the rules. She didn't do anything that all the other winners had done before, but she still won. How did that happen? He answered with, did you know that up until 1975, everybody in Toastmasters stood behind the lectern? Nobody would come out from behind the lectern. 1 year, one man walked away from the lectern, and since then, nobody now stands behind it to give their speech. Mark Brown said, sometimes you need people to break the rules, to do things differently for anything to get better, to improve. If you have a few more years to live, be authentic, be yourself. If you only have 6 months to live, then go ahead and do what everybody else does, and good luck.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Luisa. And thank you everyone who asked their questions.